Tonight's program has examined governance pressure, institutional strain, and the rising cost of living. But can Jamaica build smarter systems before the next crisis arrives? The 2026 Sagicor Innovation Challenge brought together young Jamaican innovators developing technology-driven solutions to real-world problems. Two UTech students won the competition, the 2026 Sagicor Innovation Challenge with DataBridge, an artificial intelligence platform built to eliminate manual data entry across banking, insurance, and government. It's designed to reduce manual data entry and improve workflow efficiency. Joining us now are St. Michael Williams, Director of the Sagicor Innovation Lab, along with the two winners, Jocade, Hudson, and Keira, Uter. These are the two winners of the Sagicor Innovation Challenge. Good evening and welcome to Lead Story.
Good evening.
Oh, it's so good to have you with us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
They're both here and they decided to fix problems. St. Michael is online speaking with us this evening. St. Michael, this competition is now in its sixth year. What does that say about the evolution of Jamaica's innovation ecosystem?
Yeah, well, good night. Thanks for having me. Over the past 6 years, we've seen an influx of different ideas. We've seen students come up with innovations from, trying to solve the gully problems to AI and automation in terms of digital payments and blockchain technology. So for us, our innovators are thinking, they're integrating technology, and we're seeing them evolve in terms of the ideas that they're putting forward. So for us, the future looks bright, and I'm very proud to be a part of UTech in terms of, infusing this technology.
It sounds like a great idea, but we're seeing our students build things that we hadn't seen before. Was actually change in the quality of the problems Jamaican students are now choosing to solve, St. Michael?
Well, I think as we look at the global stage and we're seeing how technology is used in other countries, I think the students are impacted by social media as well as their counterparts in the other countries. So being able to see in a real world example, we're seeing artificial intelligence being implemented. The thought process is, no, why can't we do it? Especially as UTech is expanding its type of programs that they're implementing. The exposure now is moving beyond just, common day technology in terms of programming, but we're now touching different aspects in terms of infrastructure, in terms of geospatial ideas, in terms of even law and nursing. So I think that the exposure as well as the impact globally has broadened the horizons for students to really look at how real world problems can be solved.
Well, the real world problems have been solved by the two winners on set with me, Jocade and Keira. Jocade, starting off with you. Where'd the idea for DataBridge come from?
So initially I went to a bank, and with my bank I realized that the whole process could be done online. But from Keira's perspective, her process still had manual entry. So we wondered why this was. I think a few weeks later at UTech we saw the Sagicor Innovation Challenge poster, and we thought this would be a good idea for the challenge, and it grew into something wonderful.
Something wonderful indeed. Keira, you both won the competition. What did you see? He went to the bank. What did you see that was manual that you said, honestly, 2026, we can do better?
Well, he came to me with his process, and as he said, it was fully digital. So I tried to do the same thing with mine, and there was no online accessibility for it.
What was your process?
It was basically the same. Like, he had to scan a document where you could just upload a picture of it. As for me, I'd have to go to the actual place physically, and they'd have to type it in from off of my document into their system.
So inefficient.
Yes.
Duplicating work, and you both said
no.
None of that. You won't be doing that again. What is one thing then, Keira, that you've seen? You know what? People are so accustomed to this system of replicating the work that they don't think that there can be an easier way.
Yes, definitely. I feel like everybody has gotten so used to manual data entry that it's not really seen as a problem because of how normalized it is. But they don't realize that this normalized process is hemorrhaging time and money for so many businesses. So I feel like putting a plug in this leaking hole is very important, especially starting in Jamaica.
Jocade, you have a co-founder who sat there and said, we can fix it, we can make it more efficient. It's going to be a timing. It took how long to do it the manual way and how long to do it your faster way?
So I guess the manual way, minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, or app does document extraction in seconds. And you know, in businesses across Jamaica and across the Caribbean and worldwide, that figure adds up over time, and that's lost money that could be spent, or last time that could be spent doing other processes.
People don't have to go physically to the bank. They don't have to redo or retype or upload material that they already have. You're helping so many people be able to be more efficient. Ray St. Michael, we have now 2 innovators beside me. Is there a realistic pathway for Jamaican student innovators to enter the public sector, to help that bank, to help that institution? Or does a procurement architecture make that practically impossible? They can have these great ideas, but they can go no further than that.
Well, importantly, at the University of Technology, we have the Technology Innovation Center, and it's a student incubator. So the students have the potential to bring their ideas into the TIC, and the TIC will help them with their business model, as well as find funding for their ideas. One of the things we also have encountered with Sagicor is that if the ideas are really good, it's financially feasible and it's worthy of investment, Sagicor itself would also try to fund the idea as well. So we do have student pathways. We have the student incubators that are now getting more expansive. So through the TIC, that is a real avenue to move these ideas from just concept into reality.
That is so useful for many Jamaicans hearing that, because we see good ideas all the time, young people like you coming up with good ideas, and then it not moving as quickly as we want to see it. Okay, let's start off with you. If you could solve one major national problem, I put you under pressure right now. Look how you went into the bank and saw a problem to fix it, and you fixed it. Using the technology that you and Keira have come up with, what do you see as something that needs to move from a more manual process into one that takes advantage of the technology that you've been able to exploit?
Oh,
Pressure in Jocade, but it's important for us to be able to better appreciate as well the work that you do, because we have government who has lots of paper involved in their processes, and we have other things as well. Keira, let me pull you in. What do you see as something that we can do that is a lot more manual today, but can be a lot more driven with technology now that you and Jocade have come up with this system?
Well, one thing I could say is, for example, auditors, accountants, people who audit for certain businesses, they do have to spend a lot of time writing off of their sheets and typing into Excel. So if there was an AI platform that could do that for them in seconds, as Jocade said, that would save time and definitely increase efficiency.
I think that's useful. Jocade, any other business that you want to let them know that you and Keira are ready to help them out and to be the kinds of people that show innovation continues here in Jamaica?
Yeah, I think that could be an extension. Keira has a good point.
So auditors, look out, Keira and Jocade are willing to help you out with this. Are you both going to stay here to work on this, or are you going to fly off to foreign lands in order to make this possible? Ray St. Michael says you have all the resources that you need at UTech. Is that something that you feel as well, that support and that system from Sagicor through the winning of this Innovators Challenge, but also from the University of Technology?
Yes, definitely. Support from Sagicor. Not Sagicor, support from the University of Technology will definitely help us build our project. And to answer your question about whether we're going to stay local or go international, the plan really is to start into Jamaica, because this is our home. We want to solve the problem here. We experienced it here. So it's better to do it here, fix it here, and across CARICOM as well. And then later we can think about scaling.
All right. Well, I look forward to the scaling, and I congratulate you once again for winning the competition. Ray St. Michael Williams, Jocade Hudson, and Keira Uter. Thank you for joining us tonight, and happy to see your success.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Here's my take at the end of the show. Who guards the guards, and who guards the rebuild of this country? First, we saw a bill placing $1 trillion under a single executive appointee, with no statutory board and the CEO shielded from personal liability. The Constitutional Court ruled last week that ministerial discretion is not unlimited, that a good reason is required, and that the Senate would do well to read that judgment before tomorrow morning when it considers NARA. Second, a hospital governed by a 78-year-old law, watched by nobody, carrying $40 billion in tax debt. The committee called it an institutional orphan. I think a perhaps more precise term is a public body without accountable governance. Third, the cost of living discussion is about to happen, and it is happening when global instability, domestic policy, and choices that the market pressures, all of those collide directly with household survival. Jamaican households absorbing a triple price shock. And the fuel cap announced as removed, but as of last night, still in place. Retailers are waiting word from Petrojam. When policy and implementation can't find one another, that's always the consumer who pays the price for the confusion. And finally, I had two young Jamaicans who built a tool that could help fix the failures we described. Think about what we discussed tonight. 51 contracts at UHWI missing documentation. A reconstruction authority managing $1 trillion with no statutory board. DataBridge is not an abstract idea. It's a solution to the problems that Lead Story examined tonight. Are we building institutions strong enough, modern enough, and transparent enough to prevent vulnerability from becoming permanent? Well, that is the story. I'm Jody Ann Quarry, and on behalf of the entire CVM production team, thank you for watching Lead Story. Have a fantastic evening, and I hope you stay safe. Up next, CVM News.